Yeah, man, I told this story the other night and it motherfucking killed. So hopefully it'll kill again. But man, when I was a teenager, I used to work in my dad's office, right? I was probably like, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. I didn't have my license yet. Didn't have any idea how to drive a car, anything like that. So I was supposed to get a ride home with Ashley, who was my stepmom's mom. I guess that makes her my step grandmother, or it did at the time, when my dad was alive. Um, oh, I have to kind of describe Ashley to you. She was a horrible reptilian monster. Just wretched. Looked like she was born at the dawn of time and smoked 100 cigarettes a day since. Very like rough, papery reptilian skin, bitter, hateful face. Just always had this expression. You ever met someone just like resting, not even resting bitch face, just resting monster face? I hate everything. And her personality matched the face. She really did hate everything. She really did just, and nothing was ever satisfactory. Everything's always shit. Whatever. Um, she's a horrible person. Oh man, one time, this is kind of a digression from the main story, but I remember one time, because I used to always hear from my dad and shit that Ashley used to be attractive. Like he had seen old pictures and he vouched that yes, once she actually was good looking. It was impossible to conceive of. And I remember once I'd read in a book that a woman's ass is like the last thing to go. Like, even if everything else has gone to hell, the ass sometimes. That's like, just like they say, like on a fighter, the punch is the last thing to go, the strength of the punch. Obviously speed and endurance and all that shit, that goes away first. But the last thing to go is the punch. So a woman's ass is kind of like a boxer's punch, you know? So I figured, I saw that Ashley was wearing a bikini around the house because we had a pool and she was swimming and shit. And I decided, I'm gonna check out Ashley's ass. I'm gonna see if, despite the fact that she's a horrible reptilian mutant creature, maybe the ass still looks good. So I took a gander and it was just like, my fucking eyes. Just I want to just take a hot poker to, just fuck. Horrible, horrible decision. Worst decision I ever made. Um, Anyway, she was supposed to give me a ride home from the office because, as I said, I didn't have a driver's license. I didn't have a car. Um, she forgot to give me a ride. So I ended up stuck at the office, and I went outside to check and see if her car was still out there, like because I couldn't find her anywhere in the building. It was a reasonably big building, so I thought maybe I'd overlooked something. I went out, maybe I figured she was out there smoking a cigarette or out in her car or something. So I went out there to look. Um, couldn't find her. She's just gone. Uh, Try to get back in the office. I'm locked out, right? So I don't have a cell phone. I could have had a cell phone at this time. I didn't have one on like principle. I was like, fuck cell phones. They're horrible. It's just a fad, whatever. So I didn't have a cell phone. There was nothing around where I could. There was no like open businesses around where I could use a phone because this is like 11 o'clock at night. So the only thing I can think to do is just sit there in the fucking parking lot on this fucking cold, frigid night. I mean, not too cold. This is like Louisiana or Mississippi we're talking about. No, it's Louisiana. So it wasn't freezing, but cold. It's probably in the 40s. Uh, I sit there for I don't know 4 hours before finally my dad shows up to come get me. I'm pissed. Okay, I always gave some deference to my dad. Like even if he said stupid shit that I knew was wrong, I wouldn't fucking jump down his throat about it like I would most people because it's my dad and shit. But that night I just had to give him some hell. I'm just like fuck you. All right, I was stuck here for fucking 4 hours in the fucking cold because the person you told me was gonna give me a ride just fucking left me fucking high and dry, and it took you 4 hours to notice I didn't fucking come home. You know, it was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the morning by this point. So I'm the only reason they even noticed at all is because Scotty said something. Scotty's like, TJ's nowhere to be found anywhere in the house, and they're like, what? So they came and got me. But none of this is the point of the story. The point of the story is I was on the phone, probably to my mom. I probably called my mommy to, like, Mom, Dad left me fucking in the cold for 4 hours. My dad gets, like, pissed that I'm shit talking him on the phone, even though he fucking deserves it. And he fucking comes at me, like, all angry, like, real, like, anger, like, in his eyes, like, coming at me and shit. So what I do, I don't punch him, all right? I don't punch my father. But I take my fist and I kind of just use it to push him away. I guess I kind of punched him. But it was like, I mostly just stuck it out like as a stopgap. And he kind of just walked into it and his head just went, like that. Not a fucking, I did not wail on him or anything like that. I stuck my fist out, okay? That's what I did. I stuck my fist out. He fucking ran into it. I feel like, when someone's coming at you, you have a natural reaction. Well, I'm not just going to let him fucking come punch me or some shit. I don't have to fucking justify myself. He's dead. Whatever grievance existed is gone. The point is, it's not like I fucking wailed on him. I fucking stuck my fist out in defense, basically to push him away. After that happens, he's like, you're gone. You're fucking gone. And whatever, because, at this point in my life, I'm bouncing between my moms and my dads all the time. And, one gets sick of me, I go to the other one. It's kind of like just the nature of my life, just bouncing back and forth between parents. Anyway, I go into my room and, whatever. I'm like, I'm gone or whatever. I was going to wait and see till the next day if I was really gone or not, because sometimes, I hear about you. Sometimes with my dad, it's like, you're fucking out of here. And then, the next day it's like, oh, no one gives a shit. But the whole point of this story, and sorry it took 8 minutes to build up to, is that from that day forward, my dad always went around and would say, I took TJ's best punch. He gave me all he had, and I withstood it. I took TJ's best shot. And you don't want to. I don't want to argue with this. I don't want to be like, no, Dad, you did not take my fucking best shot, bitch. You want to try my best shot? You don't want to say that. It's your fucking dad. Maybe some people don't have the same reservations I do about punching their father in the face. But at the same time, I don't want to let it go uncorrected either. I don't want him going around like, I took TJ's best shot and it wasn't shit. So it's like I'm caught between deference to my father and my own ideas about masculinity and macho-ness at the time. Anyway, I thought that might be an interesting story. Sorry if it wasn't. Enjoy.